Hi, everybody. My name is Kai, and you're with the Talk Your Stuff Kai podcast. Today, I have none other than my wonderful, beautiful friend, Zoie.
Hi, guys.
Introduce yourself. Let them know what's your major.
Hi, guys. I'm Zoie. I'm a neuroscience major. In life, I just want to find a cure to Alzheimer's, do a lot of cool stuff with the brain.
Yes.
Be that black queen.
Black king. We only promote black education, black success at the illustrious Xavier University of Louisiana. So today's episode is going to be pretty much, we're going to talk about religion, talk about God. You recently just got baptized.
Yes.
So just like talk a little bit about that. Like what made you feel like you were ready for that?
I feel like, baptism isn't really one of those things that like your parents forces upon you because it's like your decision. And so I feel like as the years went by, like I knew like me and God is like that's my guy, but I just never knew like when I wanted to get baptized. And so since I feel like my birthday's today,
yes, her birthday is today, so y'all need to say happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Okay. So since my birthday was coming up already and it was the new year, it's still January, I felt like I kind of wanted to like transition in life, start a new semester. And so it was just one of those things, like I went to a service and the pastor was kind of just like, if you want to give your life to God, then come up. And then it was just something like, it's not something that anybody could force onto you. Like you just have to go up there willingly. And then so I went up there and then they asked me like why like basically why did you come up here, and I was just like, I want to get baptized. And so I didn't have like a date that I wanted to get baptized, but then me and my best friend we were just like, hey, we might as well just do it together, like let that be an experience. And got baptized and gave my life to Christ.
That's good. Do you feel like if you didn't go to that church service that one day, or you didn't like, you probably wouldn't have like thought of it, or was it something that was always like on the back of your mind, like it's gonna happen one day?
I mean, it was on the back of my mind, but for sure it wouldn't have happened when it happened if I didn't go to the service.
Right.
Yeah.
You see how God be talking to you?
He do.
Like he'll call you somewhere you don't even know.
Yes.
So my next question is, do you find it hard to balance God and college life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It's hard.
Yeah. Especially because our school is a Catholic church, so it's like when you go to a school that promotes something that you're not, it's harder to fit in. And so like I knew, like me personally, mass is not my thing. Like no disrespect to anyone who is Catholic, but it's not my thing. So it's like, one, I'm a college student, I don't have a car, so how do I go to a church if there's like no transportation? But I feel like this school does good on like providing places that you can go to, and also we have like campus ministry and stuff. So that was just that. And also like you have to balance like classes, homework, and
like your mental
life,
health, and overall like being a Christian and just trying to be in school and in college, it's hard. Like there's been times where I've like you tend to like get further away from God. Like when I got down here, the partying, and it was all fun, like it's all part of your experience. As a Christian, you can obviously divide it, but it just kind of felt like I have to do this. Like, and sometimes it makes the biggest impact on your mental health because you seem to far away from God. Like as much as I feel like I was calling on Him, it was like I was more calling on God to just kind of like help me in that moment instead of just allowing Him to like take a part of that college journey. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like being at a Catholic school, I went to a Catholic high school, so we had to go to mass. We had to do like communion. We had to do the whole 9. And it wasn't supposed to like conflict with your religion, but for a long time it kind of messed it up for me because it was like I didn't know, like I just didn't know what I wanted. And you're in high school, you're already doing other stuff. Like I think that not having another like Christian group or like a group, because you need people that follow that stuff, and I feel like it was just hard to balance those two. So like it's hard in college. To everybody that's in college, if you're a student, remember that it just takes time. It takes time. It really does. Like it's hard. It's really hard. So my next question for you is favorite scripture or verse, anything that like you feel like sticks with you.
Ooh. My favorite verse is "Be still and know that I am God."
That's a good one.
That's T. I'm not gonna lie, because I just feel like in life, like we move so fast, especially in college. And so sometimes like you won't be passing that class one day, but like you pray and you study and you got
that the next time, right?
Yeah, you got that next time, and God be coming in clutch when you need him. He really do.
He be doing his big one on me. Sometimes I sit there and I always ask myself, like, I do not deserve this,
right?
Like even this, like the privilege that I have to be able to talk or even spread His word. I'm like, I don't even feel righteous sometimes to do it, but He comes through, and it's just like I can't even doubt that anymore. Like he's just a good God.
Yes. I feel like another one of my favorites right now is Faith Without Work is Dead.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to lie, y'all.
I say that all the time.
Fall semester almost took your girl out, but spring,
it took me out. Ain't no almost. It took me out.
Watch me. Because what?
I had a reality check for sure.
For sure.
But that's the thing though. Like even with college and even being a Christian, you gonna have them you gonna have them bumpy roads. Like this morning, my devotional was like it was like a part, and they were just talking about like how, you know, like faith is a fight. Like your faith, struggling to keep it is a fight worth fighting for. You know what I'm saying? So like if you're not battling those, like if you're not really working to build your faith up, it's gonna get hard. Like even through the hard, like faith ain't pretty, because it's like it's so hard. So if you're not doing the work, then it just can't be applied. So yeah, that's I say that all the time. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so I kind of asked you that already. Oh, this is good. What is something that if God didn't help you out, you would have relied on the worldly ways to help you? I could speak on this one. Definitely substances. Because I feel like a lot of people don't talk enough about how trauma inflicts things like that. And a lot of people, like, substances is like obviously a base one, but really relying on something to kind of numb you in one sense, you know? I don't know if that's like ever something you've experienced, but like for me, that was a big one.
Yeah, I do feel like that. I feel like if God didn't help me with like my anger,
oh yeah,
baby, your girl would have been in jail.
Used to be a crash out.
Very much so. Like it just used to be over like little stuff though. And so I feel like when I got closer to him and like worked on myself, then I go at things differently. Now I still be having my moments, but one day at a time.
You gonna have your moments.
Yes.
Like, you know,
but for sure that, because I feel like it just tied into other things. Like he helped me with the anger, so then I responded to like things differently. Yeah.
It's like crazy how like you kind of like allowed him to like change your reaction to things, you know.
For sure.
When you walk in Christ more, I feel like your reaction to things is different. So like I may have, you know, used to always want to like do this, but now I'm learning to like, okay, well, let me just take it a different approach. And like when you do tend to, like, sometimes it's the longer way with God, but it's like it's worth it, because like in the end I feel more relaxed. I feel like more like calmer. Like you were saying, like it's just you feel like one, you know. You feel like it's not perfect. It's not always going to be perfect, and I'd be wrong if I said I was perfect, but it's like it helps you be more like perfectness, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's good. You're not no crash out. It's okay to crash out a little bit, because people be trying. You could be a crash out, a holy
crash out,
butt whooping. A holy butt whooping. Okay, so I think I kind of asked you this, but how has God helped you through college?
I feel like he, not gonna lie, he definitely helped me not drop out. Baby, when I opened that bright space and saw the final grades,
oh yes,
I opened the Bible, because oh my Lord, like it was just crazy. And even I feel like fall semester, like me and him was tight, because that chem lab in them chem classes.
I'm so happy I ain't got no science class, because I really would have dropped out.
Making me, but like last semester, I feel like me and God, like we knew each other, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
So I kind of like knew, like I started kind of walking in my faith, in my path to Him, fall semester, and I finally like got in. This semester. So
you learn, boy.
You do.
Fall semester, he like sat me down and was like, "You need to think about this." I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we can talk about it. Like,
it be fall semester. It's gonna do something.
It's gonna do something. But everybody gonna have that experience. You know, like, what are you excited for the spring semester? Because I feel like very more sure in my walk with God that I'm like, I got this.
I feel like I'm more excited to see what like the year has for me. Like, I feel like it's different classes. You're starting new. You're trying to build yourself as a person more, and I'm excited to see like new faces, new campus life. You know, stuff in the spring. Because when you in the fall semester, like, that's just little stuff. I'm excited to see like people prosper. I know a lot of people are leaving, graduating, so I'm excited to see like their process in that.
That's good. I feel like there's like God is, like, you know the saying, like, God is in everything. It's like on campus, like when you're in college, I feel like God is in so much more. We just like, we're so like, the academics sometimes can like throw us off, you know. So that's really good. Take on churches. What is your take on churches?
I definitely feel like you have to find the right church. Like, you have to find the church that is for you, because I'm not gonna lie, nowadays pastors, like, they don't be hidden. Like, I feel like a lot of pastors, let me not say a lot of pastors, but some pastors do stuff for the media. Like, they want to be like just big on the media, and I'm like, I don't need you to be big on the media. I need you to be preaching for me.
You need to be big on that church.
I'm here for me. I'm here for me.
The mega churches is so bad now. Like, it's getting out of hand.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Recently, this morning, I was watching this story, and it was like, this pastor made this like 16-year-old pregnant girl go in front of the church and forgive the church. Did you see that?
I saw that.
That is so insensitive, like, to the point where it makes you think that, are you like trying to scare people into doing this, or are you actually trying to give a lesson? Because, like, I just feel like sometimes church and like social media, because it is such a big thing, I don't think they can coexist. They just don't work sometimes. Like, if you're trying to like please the social media world and you're not trying to work on your church, it's just like, I don't like.
You definitely have to find a church for you, because I've been to some churches and I just like, no, I'm not coming back. And I've been to some churches and I'm like, I'm coming back. So going
to a church and it disgusting you is like probably the most humbling thing. You're like, oh, this is not.
Because it's just like, wow.
What did you just say? Like, and it's not even like what they're saying. It's about how the church is, how the people are, how the environment is. Like, you could feel it. Like, this is not like, I'm not here to be judged. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to work on myself. That's, you know what I'm saying? I would say like I go to church regularly. I don't, but when I do try to go find a new church, just know a lot of y'all on that block list. God don't like ugly. That's all I'm gonna say. So what is something God taught you a while ago that you're learning to accept now?
To forgive. That's God taught me to forgive, because around this time last year, me and like a couple of my family members, we were not
cool.
And it was just like I held a grudge for so long, and it was just like, once I got close to God, it was just like, why? Like, you know, life is too short, obviously.
Way too short, yeah.
And it's just like, once you learn and put in work the things that He's taught you, like, your life becomes better. It really does. So it really, to forgive. I forgive a lot of people. Now, forgive don't mean forget. But I forgive you. Like, you know.
Do you feel like it, like when you learn, because like I had that problem too. Oh, ouch, that hurt. I had that problem too. Like, learning to forgive, even like even when it took the last like seat. Do you feel like when you were forgiving the people you were forgiving, do you feel like deep down there was still like some like spite? Because I feel like I forgive, but they might do something the wrong way and it rubs me. It's like, I just forgave you. Like, you gonna do, like, you know?
I feel like with forgiveness, it's like you can't. I feel like if you forgive, you have to forgive completely. Because if not, then you don't forgive.
Right.
So, sometimes I don't know. It's just like certain people. It's just you can't forgive them. Yeah. Like, I know that's biased,
and that's hard, though. Yeah,
really but is, but well, let me not say you can't forgive them. You could forgive them and you could remove them from your life. Yes. Yeah. So I feel like I've done that a lot. Like, I forgive you, but I'm not gonna mess with you anymore. Like, because I've seen what you could do.
Right. Like, you don't gotta kick it with them. Like, you could forgive them, but like, people forget, like, when Jesus was going through, like, he was like, I forgave y'all, but I wasn't kicking it with y'all. You know, I got you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's the thing in this world. Like, we think that, like, especially with girls, like, I feel like when you're a girl and you're growing up with girlfriends and, like, people really do you wrong, right. You want to, like, save the friendship so bad that you're willing to, like, forgive anything they do. But deep down, it's like, no. Like, it's just, like, you tend to put your self-morality, like, to the side, like, your self-respect. And then when you finally, like, learn it, you're like, oh, okay, like, right. You know, like, I can forgive you, but we like, really don't have to be cool. Like, that's a big thing. Like, okay, what would you also say, too, since we're talking about, like, learning stuff? When you learn from something, do you feel like when you learn something and you, like, you see somebody that you love struggling with something, and, like, this has happened to me, but, like, you see them struggling with something and you know their potential, you know their worth, and is it hard to be around them? Because there's been times, like, I was friends with people and their mental health, their faith, their spirit was just so bad. I knew they knew God. I knew they had potential to be better with God, but it was, like, tearing me down.
Yes. I feel like it's okay to take a step back from your friends.
Of course.
Because I feel like, regardless, I would rather you take a step back from me and figure yourself out, then come back than us tear each other down.
Exactly.
And I feel like, especially, like, now, like, in college, you, like, obviously you're with your friends every day. You practically live with them. Yeah. So you see them every day, and sometimes, like, you're not the best. I would rather stay in my room, right? Get it together, Bible, get it together, and then come back out. Because what I have learned is, we're away from home. We're college students, you know. So you can't. It's not a lot of places you could go. Like, of course you could go on a walk, but at the end of the day, you have to come back. Yeah. So it's just like you have to take care of yourself first. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. One thing about me, I will remove myself from a situation. Hello. Like, I will. I'll be like, hey y'all, like, I'm not feeling it today. Right. See y'all tomorrow. Yes. But you know, it's just. I don't know. You just have to take in account, like, yourself and others at the same time. Because if I'm down, like, everybody having fun, then it's like a ripple effect. Like, one person asks you, what's wrong? You'd be like, right, like, then the next person be like, dang, like, she really weird.
She got. I used to hate that people be like, oh, she on her weird stuff today. Like, no, I just need me a break. Yes. You need people around you that, like, are gonna accept that too. And that's one thing, like joking about, like, oh, I didn't talk to this friend this whole break, but it's like, you don't know technically, like, our relationship with each other. Like, sometimes people need that break. Right. You don't got to be breathing down somebody's neck all the time. I mean, I know different relationships have different, like, situations, but, like, it's just, like, one of those things you have to take that time. Like, the healing starts, like, within. Right. If you're not healed, you can't be, like, jumping in friendships or relationships with people's faces. Like, okay, I'm ready, but you're really not. Yeah. And, like, something they do rubs you. Like, I used to be a victim of that. Like, I was so insecure and so sensitive that if somebody said something, I'm like, no, you don't know me. You don't know my life. Like, I used to just be so quick on it. But now, like, when you further with God and you understand, like, the meaning of just, like, taking that time, you understand how important it is to just be like, okay, like, God, I know I can't do this today. Like, I don't feel bad. I'm just going to tell him I can't go. Yes. That's a big one.
My friends know, like, if Zoe not texting in the group chat or something, just leave Zoe alone for a day. She's not mad. She's not that. She just don't feel like it. That's good. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. You just
don't feel like it.
It's just okay.
It's cool. It's cool. That's a big thing. I had to, like, I fell out of friendships with, like, people because they didn't respect that. Right. And, like, not, like, on no, like, not no weird stuff, but it's just, like, you know, sometimes you just like, I'm not gonna explain to you. Right. You know, if you can't accept that and you know me, you're supposed to know me, then it's like, yeah, we good off of that. Yeah. Do you have any advice for anyone for bettering their faith, getting better, getting, you know, closer?
Honestly, just one step at a time. Cause, like, obviously nobody is perfect, and it's like you can't just go into it thinking like, oh, I can't do this, can't do that. Right. Cause at the end of the day, you saying I saw this thing. I think it was on, like, TikTok or Instagram. It was like, imagine saying you can't drink, you can't cuss, you can't smoke, but then you still in heaven next to the people who did it. Because everybody sin. I mean, it's not like it's. I just feel like at the end of the day, the world we live in right now, people preach so much like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm like, dang, like, me and him just got there. Give me 30 seconds.
Like, give me a break. Like, I'm not there yet. I said I'm working on it. Like, that's how I feel. Like, Oh, that is such a big thing.
Like, and I feel like, especially like now recently, because I've gotten baptized, people expect me to be like a perfect
Christian,
angel, and I'm like, I'm human.
You're human,
like,
very human.
No, but I'm human. Like, so it's just like, especially like some people are like, dang, like you still do that, like, hey, I'm working on myself.
Right, you're working on yourself. Like, first of all, you already doing wrong by judging me. Right. So when you put the judge in it, it's not gonna make it any better, and that is something that like, oh, you follow Christ, you shouldn't be doing this and that. Right. Give me a second. Like, give me a second. Like, I am working on myself. Like, people don't know your relationship with God, and I think that's people be like, oh, well, you know, God, he don't like. You don't know what me and God got going on. Okay, you don't think I beat myself up like. You don't think I beat myself up already about the situation more than you could ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that conviction is already in there. Right. So, yeah, that's a big one. To y'all people that be asking that, don't do that. Don't do that, because I'm going to start yelling at people. I'm going to start crashing out like Zoie used to do. Because I hate that, though. That is something, especially for young people. Like, a lot of older people, and this is why I was asking about churches, because going to like church and stuff, and like those older Christians, those old like straight to the biblical, you know, straight to the point, like, oh, you doing this, or you should be doing this, or you should be wearing this, or you should, like, it's like, I'm young, and it's one thing to tell somebody like, okay, you know, you're young, you're gonna experience things, versus telling them like, you can't have an experience because of who you are. You know, like that is the most, I think, selfish thing, because it's like, you was doing the same stuff I was doing at this age. Same thing. You had the same walk. Like, it's just two different mindsets at a moment, you know? So, yeah. Don't do that. So, yeah. I think that's all the questions I had on these cards. These cards. Anything else you want to say, like, about just being young and walking in faith?
Honestly, I just say, be yourself, stay in that Bible. If you're not in that Bible,
read that word.
Just, like, know yourself. Like, stay true to yourself. Don't let anyone tell you who your God is. Don't let anyone tell you who your God is, because at the end of the day, your God is your God, and their God is their God. The whole time they could be preaching the wrong God.
They could be doing witchcraft, altars. You don't know what they got going on. That's also one thing. Like, I used to be so like, oh my God, like they make God just sit, like, whole time they doing some other stuff on the low. Like, you don't even know what they doing. Crazy. That's why you gotta be careful what you take in too.
Yes, especially because I feel like nowadays, like, like, you know, people like, pastor, you need to follow the pastor. The pastor be cheating on his wife. Right.
Whole time pastor gambling. Like, pastor out there doing who God knows what. God knows what. You ever seen Greenleaf, that show? Like the Christian show?
My mom watches that, but I don't.
That stuff was crazy. It's just like, you don't know what's going on in people's families and churches. Like, they do crazy stuff too. Like, they're human just like us. Like, so be careful where you take the word. But people, like, what do you think about the saying, like, oh, you have to separate the word, you have to separate the person from the God, or the person from the action? What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like God is within us. So anything you do, you be doing it. Yeah, you be doing it. You don't try to justify it. Girl. Yes, I hate the fact that people try to justify wrong. Yeah. Like, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, what I did, that was wrong. Yeah. But I won't do it again. Yeah. I feel like people try to be like, oh, I killed him, but God knows my heart.
No, what I think that is deflection and denying God. Because if you denying the conviction, the sin, it's just you don't. There's no sincerity in that. Right. Like you said earlier, like forgiveness. There's no love if you can't fully you know what I'm saying? You can't move on and see the action and just take it. Like there's no. Nah.
Stay in that Bible.
Stay in that Bible. Stay in the Word. I think that's a big thing too. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I read my Bible every day.
I'm catching up on my readings right
now. Right. I was behind a couple devotionals, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. God wasn't on her plan. But I feel like that's also a big thing. Don't let people pressure you. Like you were saying earlier, like everybody's walk with God is different. Don't let people pressure you into thinking like you're supposed to be here right now with God. Right. You're supposed to be in this Word. You're supposed to be halfway through the Bible. It just takes a minute. But as long as you feed into it, as long as you allow God to have a space in your life at some point in the day, you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have like do you section times off for yourself? Do you like, even when you're out or you're doing something, do you ever be like, okay, God, I love you, or just something like out of nowhere, like thank you? Like, I feel like I do that a lot.
I feel like, especially being in college, in like a state, in a city where a lot of crazy stuff happens. I'm in the car with my friends. They know if Zoe got them eyes closed, she's praying. Hello. She's not asleep.
Hello.
She's praying.
Right.
Because one thing about me, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray for the whole car.
Anywhere, anybody. I was telling Mia this the other day. I was like, I pray for all y'all. Like when you're not thinking, like I always pray, like in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking and putting blessedness and goodness in people's life. Pray for my roommate, pray for my friends. I pray for people that shouldn't even be prayed for. They shouldn't even be my prayer, but I do.
Pray.
But I'm still praying because it's like the power of a prayer works so well. Right. Like, have you ever said a prayer or sat on a prayer and it like actually came true, but you were like so like blinded or like doubtful? You were like, this is just not gonna happen.
Crazy. Here coming to the school.
Yeah, no,
because I'm not gonna lie, Xavier, cha-ching, baby, they is making their money.
They making their money off of me.
And money don't grow on trees.
Hello.
Especially like when your family is like trying to carry on with their life at home, and then they're trying to send you to a school that wants 20,000. Woo!
They can have all that. They can have all that. God gonna bless their bank too.
What?
They gonna bless their bank too.
I'm praying for my friends.
Yes, like
I hope y'all's money comes through.
Yeah, like while I'm struggling, I feel like the people that like do go through them, like you know how like God says like the saying like, oh, God gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors. I feel like that's also a thing too, like allowing yourself to be available spiritually for other people when you're going through something is a different type of like strength.
It is, for sure.
Like I was in times where it was like, oh my God, like I cannot physically help you right now, but it's like in the back of my mind, I'm always like thinking of them. I'm always praying of them. I'm always trying to text. I'm always randomly calling. I'm always making sure like, cause I just want that connection even when you got your own stuff going on. I think that's when God shows up so much more, cause it's like, oh, you're humble. You can take space up for somebody. For sure. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like that's a big thing for me too. It's just allowing God to work through you through others.
You're right. I know like a lot of people for fall semester, I know this happened for me. My mom, she was like going through something. I don't even remember, but I know she didn't have the money that day. Like she would have it the next day. And remember what happened, like the Microsoft glitch and it had got hacked, and then so the school had pushed the thing back.
Yes.
God knew. God knew. It was so crazy because I had so much going on that day. Yes. I had to speak on a student panel.
Oh, okay.
I had a lot of stuff to do, and we just didn't have time to actually sit down and think like, dang, where we finna get this money from?
Yeah.
And then it happened, and then they was like, oh no, y'all don't have to pay on Friday or something. Y'all can pay on Monday.
Oh, is that when they sent the first bill out? Like the last was the physical clearance?
Yeah, I think it was.
And they had like the shutdown?
Yes.
Dang, yeah. They wasn't getting that money that day.
They wasn't getting that money that day.
I don't know, like I be putting it in God's hands for real sometimes.
Here, baby, they ask for money every month. It feels
the physical clearance we had before we got down here, I didn't get physically cleared until the day of.
I'm crying.
But I tell you, the 2 weeks, like, cause I couldn't register because I had like failed a class, so they wouldn't let me register, and you couldn't see your final balance until you registered. I was like, I don't know who's gonna get this money, but it was sitting there. But it's just like I prayed. I'm like thinking to God, like, you know, God, if this college for me, let it be for me. If it's not, you gonna let me know.
For me, you gonna let me know.
And it was, you know, I don't know why, but it was, you know, it was. But yeah, you just have to let go and let God, and just know that it's gonna be okay, especially in college, because that's the worry.
Right.
Academics, money, friends, you know, partying, like it all takes faith. It all takes God.
Right.
It's gonna be days you don't know if you're gonna be sitting in this dorm room. I didn't even know I was gonna be here right now, but I am. Why? Again, don't know. Don't know. But God, you know, you work in mysterious ways.
Yes. Especially in college. I feel like in college, one thing about God, let me say this. One thing about people, they gonna tell you, you shouldn't be going out if you're this, you're that, you're holy.
Yes.
Wait.
Right.
Let me have fun.
Give it a second. Like, it's an experience. College is an experience.
It is.
Pastors was in church in college doing crazy stuff, bro. It takes a minute.
Like,
it takes a minute.
Gosh, I can't go with Nana.
Right? Like, I can't go hang out with this.
I can't go K Wayne. Wait, what's that about?
I seen this girl, like, I follow her page on TikTok, and she does, like, many, like, YouTube videos, podcasting and stuff. And she was talking about, like, how when you, like, go out and you're, like, young or you're in college, you're having fun, like, you could be a Christian in places like that. You just tend to separate yourself from certain things.
Right.
Like, if you don't smoke, you don't have to smoke. If you don't drink, you don't have to drink. If you don't like to dance in a certain way, you don't have to dance in a certain way. It doesn't take away from the fact that you can have a good time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, but when you do get in, like, that's why peer pressure is such a big thing in college, is like, when you do get around those people, it's like, they doing it, like, I can handle it tonight, but, like, when you sit and you knew deep down you didn't want to, it's gonna bother you more. That's why it's gonna make you feel like you shouldn't be doing it. And it doesn't help when you got people in your ear telling you, like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. But it's like, it's gonna, like, you could separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, every party, I'm not gonna drink.
I'm not going to every party.
I'm not. First of all,
you don't need to go to every party.
You go to college, especially in New Orleans, a party city. You're not gonna go to college. You're not gonna go to parties every time. Every time you can't do it. I can't do it. I'll be tired. Can be in the bed.
City park this, city park that. Hey,
Zula dorm room.
Thank you. I'm looking.
Zula dorm room.
Oh, you're having fun.
There's nothing wrong with partying every night if you want to. I just don't think that, like, you have to just balance. Like, there's certain things you do can't. Like, you ever heard like overindulge in things, like overexposure your mind to. There are certain things that you can't overdo that makes it a lifestyle.
Yes, because some of y'all be partying on Saturday. Do y'all get up on Sunday and go to church? Do y'all go to mass? No, y'all be in that bed. Not saying I be going to church, but I don't be partying.
I can't party all the time. I can't. And parties, like, now, I feel like just with the world and the way it's changing, it's getting, like, worser.
Right.
Some of the things I'm seeing at parties is worse. We went to the boot for Halloween. I will never do that ever again. Like, the stuff that these kids were doing, like, it was insane how, like, available certain things are to kids. Like, when you start putting stuff in, like, your nose and, like, it got so weird. Crazy. It got really weird, and it scared me. I was crying, like the later that night, like, in my head, I'm thinking in my head, like, I was like, what? What are y'all laughing? Sorry, y'all. I can cut this out, but it's mine. I can cut it out. But it was like your heart just, like, it sinks because it thinks about, like, that could be me in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could literally be you struggling with something. And it's like, you go to certain parties and you just get lost and you're like, I shouldn't be here right now. Right. Like, this is just, it don't feel right. The energy in this party isn't, like, it doesn't feel good.
You know, I get that every single time I see someone pick up a cigarette.
Life is never that bad to be picking up no cigarette.
And all I say is, I hope God got you, because a cig.
I ain't gonna lie, and I would be bad to say this, like, like, nicotine is very addicting, very, very addicting. I have my own. I wasn't smoking no cigarettes.
Right.
You ain't gonna be, it was a cold one today. I'm not gonna be one of them. You know what I'm saying? I was close. Them vapes are so dangerous. Right. So dangerous. Stay away from all that stuff. If you are a Christian, if you are somebody that just wants to better your health and stuff, like, even if you're not even religious, like, certain things do open different worlds. If you smoke I ain't smoking no Newport.
And I just be like, God, please be with them.
Right, please. That's all you can do. Do you feel like you've ever had to stop being friends with somebody because they sin so much to the point it's like, I cannot do this anymore? Or, like, you felt yourself, like, blowing up, like, wanting to just tell them about themselves?
Yes.
Yeah. It was bad?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I was friends with this person. I'm trying to better myself, and you getting me in a situation.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes. Do you feel like you, like, I feel like I have this friend that I keep around a lot. Mm-hmm. And, like, I feel like she's amazing. She's a great person. We've been friends, like, through our high school. But it's like, would you give me any advice? Like, if you love somebody and you really love them, like, I know what she is outside of other stuff. Uh-huh. But, like, in some parts, she's a bit draining. Right. Like, you ever had a friend that was draining? Not even just, like, sinfully. Just more so, like, I just don't agree with everything she's doing.
One thing about, let me tell you this, Kai, you are such a sweet person.
Too nice.
You need to start telling them people who I'm telling you, don't be afraid to humble somebody, because one thing about me, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Yeah. Because I just, like, in return, if we're friends, I expect you to do that to me.
Do the same, yes.
So I feel like why be around someone like that and not tell them, like, hey, like, that's not.
But do you ever feel like I should, like, am I the one to judge? Like, I think that's also the thing I struggle with Christianity, is like if I cut her off, like, what if she needs me? What if like this is like, you know, God, like, I don't know, but like maybe you can.
I am a big person on if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. Right. So I feel like, yeah, you could take a break from that person, but if y'all was meant to be friends, y'all would come back.
Yeah, we do. We come back all the time. We come back all the time.
I feel like if you're not
all the time, like too much all the time. But it's like I love her, and there's no. But I like, this is the same girl I pray for, the same girl that seen me go through stuff, the same girl that seen me through my journey with God. So it's like, do I take that away from her?
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily take it away from her, but I feel like you can't be afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I have a friend, it's my best friend, and she probably gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Me and her, we be getting into it, but it's like, I feel like after we had that uncomfortable conversation, like, hey, I don't like you doing this, and she's like, hey, I don't like you doing this. Oh, we hit pocket to pocket. But I just like, it was because we weren't afraid to have that uncomfortable. Because sometimes people don't know that what they're doing is actually bothering you. Yeah. So I feel like talk to them. And be.
What if you had a lot of talks with this person, but not? See, we never had like a talk where it was like, oh, you know, like you know, you really affect me. We had like more. Oh, sorry. We had more of a talk. It was like, it's just you do stupid stuff. Right. Like, she probably gonna see this too. But it's like,
you are.
It's all.
Do better, my heart.
Wherever you are, please stop stressing Kai out. I'm tired. No, I just feel like it's more of just like, I feel like I haven't had that uncomfortable, and like I'm a little scared because it's like, I don't want her to think I'm judging. And, you know, in a world where we talk about, like, people judge a lot on your faith, like, oh, you're not no better. It's like, I don't want it to get to a point where it's like she feels like I'm attacking her.
Right.
And, you know, because I am a nice person and I try to see the good in a lot of people, it does end up being my downfall a lot. And I think, like, when you trying to battle your faith and, like, you trying to battle, like, trying to keep your friends, it's like, do you, like, the crossing the paths, sometimes I feel like it's hard. Or, I don't know, do you think that it gets hard?
This is what I would tell you. Pray to God.
Yeah.
And God he gonna get it right. He got you.
Yeah.
Yes, because I feel like at the end of the day, he wouldn't put somebody in your life if it wasn't meant to be. And if it's not meant to be, that is okay. I feel like you can't be afraid to stop being friends with somebody. Yeah. If it's worth you bettering yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like, friendships in college, college is really going to teach you who is your friend and who isn't your friend. For sure. So regardless of if you've known your friend since you was pee-wee, like, hey, you've been causing me hell. Since we were pee-wee.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, you, like, they also know the problem too. Right. But it's like, are they ready to, like, and do you ever feel like I'm so ahead of my faith, it can get ignorant sometimes? Like, I feel like I could be so, like, biased to certain things. Like, I'm in this side of my faith. Right. You're not. Right. We're in two different levels.
But also, I feel like I'm heavy. Like, right now, I'm really heavy on I can't expect me out of other people. Yes. So I feel like, hey, I'm gonna take a step back. Yeah. And you find you, and then come back to me. Yeah. Because if not, then it's this ain't gonna work. Not around these parts, partner. Not
right here, bye. Not right here.
So I don't know. Like I said, I'm quick to.
Cut it off. Cut it. Bow. Cut it. You versus way too right. You need to cut it.
What? Especially, I feel like I get this from my mom. My mom is big on, like, keeping her peace. If you was
mine too.
Listen, I'm protecting this peace, and if you're messing it up, oh no.
My mom will literally tell me, like, I don't care. Right. I don't care. Like, it's not even like she's meaning it from a place like this is how I'm happy. Like, this is how I stay happy. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's a big one. I don't know. So you just gave me some new insights. And one thing, I'm not biased to taking things from other people. Like, I feel like we all, when you're a Christian, you could take a lot from other people.
You have to be open.
You have to be open. Like, she teaches me things, even if I don't agree with everything she does. She teaches me things sometimes. Like, in like a way is like, oh, like, you know, you need to stop doing this for people. And like even a bad friend will teach you what you do wrong. It's like you keep letting the same person in doing the same thing. She's telling you to stop doing, like she's showing you. And then, like, so I think you could take, if you can't take advice from anything or people that you've seen doing it, because like I really wanted you on here because I'm like, she got bad. Like I really mess with you on a whole, like your spirit is right. You know what I'm saying? And you don't find a lot of like Christian friends that are like living realistically. Right. Like a lot of, it's either you're like, not saying there's nothing wrong with being too holy because we all achieve to get there, but it's like you got the OD ones that you can't do anything around, and you got the ones that's like you could tell is still very worldly lost. So it's like the people that like are like getting to that place of like, I'm like, my relationship with God is very, very like it's complete. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard. So like, yeah. Good good advice. Good advice. You got it. You want to do like ministry or something? Like you're gonna get like in the club and stuff?
I don't know. I'm still trying to decide because I feel like I still have to work on myself. Like I'm not the perfect person.
Exactly.
But I do feel like right now, especially going to like school, I gotta have God. Like
you have to.
It's no if ands or buts.
Anything like
so. Yeah, we're gonna see maybe.
Young Pastor Zoie, we coming to you soon, y'all. Don't play. We need to do. I feel like I need to do more of that. Like I was telling some of my friends, I was like, I want to do like more Bible studies, like but make it like more fun. Right. Like if the podcast is like, we could do like a girl talk or something on here and do like more like Bible talks, do more serious topics and stuff. Like, you know, I still have like some things I want to talk about when it comes to walking with God, like the more harder stuff, like the waiting till marriage, the cussing, like I want to hit on some other points, and I feel like in college is such a good time because when you're young, you in college, there's so much temptation and so much time to like share your wisdom with others. So, yeah. Thank you. It was good having you on the show. Is there anything else you want to say to the people? Any word of advice, any love, any scripture you want to leave?
I would just say, let's see, be yourself.
Be yourself.
We promote that. Stay in that Bible. I'm going to preach.
Stay in that Bible. Go read your word. If this didn't make you pick up your Bible today, I don't know what will.
Yes, sir. And God got you. You might not think he got you, but God got you.
Always. Well, thank you guys for being with Talk Your Stuff, Kai. It's been Kai. It's been Zoie. It's been real. And Zoie, what's your Instagram and stuff so they get
my Instagram is xo.zoie, zoie.xo.
Period. Y'all go check her out. She's dope. And again, Talk Your Stuff coming soon. Love y'all.